Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi, my name is Natasha and it's fantastic to have you here. For today's video, we are counting down my top 10 tarot decks of 2022. These are all decks that were released in the year 2022, as well as the decks that I reviewed on this channel. So obviously not every deck I got to in the year 2022, so those won't be added to the list. And as always, these are my personal thoughts and opinions and preferences, and they might differ from yours. And if so, let me know what you would have chosen for your top decks down in the comments below. All right, that being said, let's get to number 10. This video is kindly sponsored by Madam Glam New York, everything you love at your fingertips. Madam Glam is a nail polish company that I adore immensely. Everything that I've used from them works phenomenally. The product does what they say it's gonna do. So I appreciate that. But what I love most about Madam Glam New York is the fact that they're vegan, cruelty-free, palm oil-free, as well as free from 21 of the most harmful chemicals found in nail polish. So the bottles themselves are phenomenally designed. The handles are ergonomically shaped, as well as, this is my favorite thing I think about the packaging, the color is on the cap, so no matter how you store it, you're going to be able to find what you're looking for and see exactly how it's going to turn out on your nail project. So this is the brand new House of Love that just came out, perfect for Valentine's Day and perfect for you guys because you're fans of my channel, which are fans of tarot, and that's what they've based this color line upon. So whether you're in love, out of love, in love with love, or currently hoping you'll never experience a broken heart again, such as the Three of Swords, the tarot can teach you a little something about your desire, your relationships, or what might make your heart flutter in the future. Embrace the spirit of attraction inspired by genuine feelings and discover the House of Love collection with new colors that will help you explore every aspect of your love path and understand the vibrations that bind you to one person then another. 2 coats on your fingertips and the love portal will open. I love it. That's where you'll find all your answers. Let love rule your look in February. These are the Valentine's nail art designs for everyone and every occasion. And all you have to do is let the new colors inspire and guide you through the portal of love, which is what I did with these nail arts. I love the colors so much. So we have Synergy here, and then we have the Magic Dust, which is that nice glitter. And a lot of the times when glitter polishes come out, they don't, they're very sparse. They don't really shine. This is beautiful. And it's like a nudie pink. So you can wear this with almost any outfit, as well as the cream colors are perfect for nail art. And then look at what you can do. They work so well together, these colors. So little hearts on your fingertips. And then you can try to do nail art. I tried, did not succeed very well with this one here. So I highly recommend them. You do need a base coat and you do need a top coat. You can find everything that you're looking for at madamglam.com, as well as 30% off with my code WickedMoonlight 30_8, which I will put here. And so you get the 30% off your entire order if you choose the pay-as-you-go option. So you can also become a VIP member, which gets even more discounts. So check it all out. Let them know that I sent you with that code there. Thank you so much to Madam Glam for sponsoring, for supporting this channel. It means the world. And thank you out there for watching and knowing that sponsors like this help produce more content quicker and better. So thank you so much to everyone. And now back to our video. All right, number 10, Heavenly Bloom Tarot. This is by Noah Ikeda, published by US Game Systems. This is stunning. This is like a whole art series in the box. It's pretty all the way through. It's number 10 because the other ones, they just kind of beat them out. It's been really hard to actually make the countdown because I wanted all of them to be number one, to be completely honest with you. But there's like a whole storyline that goes in with all of the characters with each suit as well as the majors. It's just wonderfully done. The guidebook's great. I don't believe there was any spreads, no, but the guidebook is fantastic. And then the art is just gorgeous. We have this beautiful pink rose gold gilding on the edges here, but like, look at just how stunning this deck is. We have diversity, we have different backgrounds, we have different characters. It's like anime comes to life. It's just beautiful. You want to jump right in there. My only complaint is that the size of this deck is a little awkward to shuffle, but it's usable still. It's just, oh, so dynamic. And it's very interesting to read with. The quality of the cardstock is phenomenal. It's great. It flexes back, snaps back. I don't have an issue with that at all. But my main thing, just it's a personal thing for me, is it's too long for my hands. So it gets a little awkward sometimes to shuffle. But I do like the skinniness of it. It's just, it's unique, it's different. And I really enjoyed the storyline behind it. I really enjoyed the different characters and the fact that each comes from a different land, as well as the diversity that goes into this deck too. Like, it just seems to be like a very high fantasy / anime deck that I just really enjoyed. It was a breath of fresh air, to be honest with you. Just everything about it is just so wonderfully done. Very, very interesting to work with. So that's my number 10. Like I said, it's really hard to keep putting the deck in a countdown because I want them all to be number one. All right, next up we have number 9. All right, number 9 is MJ Colonies, The Guardian of the Night Tarot. 78 cards in a guidebook. This is published by Hay House. This retails for $29.99 in the US and $39.99 in Canada. This is beautiful. I absolutely adore all of MJ's decks. Every one that I've gotten, I've just vibed with and loved so much. This one is special too because it's based upon night creatures. And the guidebook is wonderful. It will tell you exactly every information that you need to hear about the energy of the card, as well as it goes into the symbol of the creature as well, and why that's pertinent to the card. And we do have some spreads as well. We have this 4 card, and then questions that come from the major arcana. And it just is very well thought out and well planned. The quality, this is when Hay House kind of still had that interesting cardstock. So it's not my favorite, but it still works. It's on the thinner side. It's matte, but look at how beautiful the backs are with the bees and the moon, and then just stunning, stunning artwork. Everything makes sense once you start reading about the animals. Like, if you don't know the animals, then there's the guidebook will explain it. This is just wonderfully done. I love, love, love the different animals in here. There's a lot in here that you don't see in every deck, and it's just very well thought out, like I said. So it is the size of like a standard oracle. It's a bit wider. So it is a little interesting to shuffle because there's a lot more cards than an oracle. It's almost double. But it still shuffles just fine, just well. I just adore the art style. And I love animal decks, so anytime I can purchase an animal deck, I'm going to love it. I mean, come on. I just love everything. All of the little details that are involved in these too. Like, there's always something new to see when you work with this deck. So that's number 9. Let me know if this is a deck that you purchased. I know a lot of you out there really liked this deck. Okay, my number 8. I fell in love with this deck, you guys. This is the Horror Tarot deck and guidebook. This is illustrated by Abigail Larson. I'm probably biased because I absolutely adore her artwork, and it's written by Aria Geminter and Minerva Siegel. This is an Inside Edition published publication. So I was very skeptical when we did the unboxing, but I was pleasantly surprised. This retails for $24.99 in the US and $33.99 in Canada. So I thought that this deck was going to be, you know, maybe based upon specific characters. I really didn't have anything to compare it to. I didn't have really big expectations, but this is so fun. In like, it's horror without being terrifying. So if you're someone who likes, you know, spooky things, but don't like to be, you know, having nightmares, this is a deck probably for you. I loved using this around Halloween. It was so much fun. The different characters that you see on here, and it's a fully illustrated deck. Like, there is not a pip deck, and it's just fun to work with. This one, it shouldn't crack me up, but it does. I don't know why. I just find it, I love it. This is also a great deck for shadow work too. If you like to be a little bit more on the macabre side with your shadow work, it'd be fun for that. I just enjoy it. It's very much horror without being terrifying. I like love it. The only complaint I have about it is that there is foiling for the title, which you can probably not see where I'm showing you. You have to kind of get right up to it. I love the foiling, but if it were bigger, it would be so much better. And it shuffles just great. Oh, those are the backs, by the way. Very gothic, very fun. And it shuffles really well. The guidebook is great. It is, you know, a typical kind of Inside Editions guidebook where it doesn't go terribly into detail, but it does give you enough information to get you started if you need help. But it's just really fun, cheeky, and highly gothic, which I am all for. So there's a bunch of spreads in the back as well. We have Hiding in the Shadow, Exorcise the Demons, Deal with the Devil, and then we have About. So very fun, very cheeky. I found it to be kind of funny at times, but again, that could just be me. I enjoyed it. I thought that this was a great deck. If you liked the Dark Wood Tarot, you might like this one as well because they were both illustrated by Abigail. This is my number 8. Let's go to number 7. Number 7 is the Theodore Pavlov Tarot. This is published by US Game Systems, retailing for about $45 if I remember correctly, and I probably have mispronounced the name, and I do apologize if I did. But this is a stunning deck. It's beautiful. It's the 78 cards with a 170-page illustrated hardcover guidebook. But we have queer and non-binary identities. We have representation of different genders, sexuality, and cultures. And this comes upon his personal trans experience and queer experiences. So this is a very important deck for the tarot community because representation matters. And whilst this might not be a deck for everyone, it is definitely a deck that is needed within our community. We need more representation like this because, as always, I always say on this channel, tarot is for everyone. And this is a safe space. This is a safe channel. So I'm so happy to feature it again. This is the guidebook here, hardcover, fully illustrated, and goes into detail about why they chose the specific kind of art rendering for each card. So that was very cool to read, very intriguing and interesting. And then we have the beautiful packaging as well as these stunning cards, the gold foiling. Look at that back. Simple but beautiful. The cardstock is great. It's a little bit thinner than US Game System usually has decks, I feel. Anyway, but it's still very good to shuffle with. It's still great quality. I really do love the images. However, there are some images that are not suitable for work, if you know what I mean. So again, it might not be for everyone, but it's just so well rendered and beautiful. And the more you read into the guidebook about each character and why they chose to be rendered that way, it's just more of a connection. And I love the simplicity of the colors, how there's just enough to make it pop. It's just so beautiful. I love it. So now I will, if you want to see the full deck, you can go ahead and check out the unboxing video. I'll link it up in the eye there. And it shuffles beautifully. I just really like it. I feel like for me personally, this is like a deck that I don't like working with a lot because I want to keep it in pristine shape, kind of like my Dolly Tarot. It's like, it's just a straight up work of art for me, and it's a really special deck, so I'm really excited to feature it yet again on the channel. So let me know if you purchased this, what you think about it. Do you love it? Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section below. All right, I threw another interesting one into the mix here, but this is the Trick or Treat Tarot by Barbara Moore, illustrated by Jonathan Hunt. This is a Llewellyn deck retailing for $31.99 in the US, and it is just the cutest thing ever. It's based upon, you know, a trick-or-treat party here, and the cards are phenomenal. They all represent different like pop culture characters that one would trick or treat as, and I absolutely adore it. Look at, we have the Sanderson knockoff sisters here. It's just so fun, and it's not intimidating to work with. It's just like super fun, cheeky. You can read the energy super well with each card. You know what's going on. I mean, it's phenomenal. It makes me laugh. It makes me smile every time I get it out to use it. And it's well done with the characters, like without being a licensed character. Like, come on. It's just so cute, so fun. And then the guidebook is great as well. But let me show you the back here. Isn't that cute? And it shuffles so great. I love a Llewellyn shuffle. I am not gonna lie. All right, and then we have the guidebook, which does a great job about going into a little bit more depth with everything. I love anything by Barbara Moore. She just has a way that breaks everything down so great. And it does have some spreads, if I remember correctly. Yes, so we have the 3-card horseshoe. We have the ancient Celtic method. And I think that's it. Yeah. So it's all fully illustrated. It is beautifully done. It is so fun. And I just get a kick out of it every time I use it. I mean, it's not like a super serious deck at all. It is one that you can use every day should you want to, but it's not something that like is going to be telling you off, if you know what I mean. So very fun to use, very, very great around Halloween. I just absolutely adore it. So if you were one that owned this deck and got it, let me know all of your thoughts about it down below. I mean, come on, little ghosty kid. Super cute, super fun, great Halloween deck. Fantastic for 2022. All right, next up is the top 5. Number 5 is the Zodiac Tarot. This is by Cecilia Latari and Ana Chavez. This is published by US Game Systems, and I believe it retails for $26 or $28. I can't quite recall. It's not on the package, so I'm sorry. But it slides out like this. And then we have a beautiful star background there. We have the guidebook here, which is pretty great, to be honest. Like, I always want more, but it does give you enough information to understand the zodiac that is involved with the energy of the card and how it pertains to the energy of the card. So it's great if you are starting out wanting to incorporate the astrological energies into the tarot, and it's got so much information here. It is a deck that I use now constantly for the moon readings that we do for the full and the new. And we have a tuck box here, which I think would be like my only complaint. I don't like a lot of packaging in my decks because to me, honestly, it's like it makes me want to use it less just because it's like an extra step. I know that's very petty to say, but it just seems unnecessary, but I get it. Some people like to have that to take with them. So it is a gloss. It is a very on the thicker side deck to shuffle with. It snaps back really great. It's a gloss, and on each card, it is just beautifully rendered. To be fair, there could be more diversity, but at least there is some diversity in this deck. It is beautiful with each symbols. We have the constellation as well. It's just very fun and dynamic and different. There we go. So I love that there's the constellations. I love that there's the different planets on there. And it makes your readings more in-depth. It makes them make a little bit more sense, especially if you read from the guidebook. So it's beautiful. I really enjoy it. And it's great to work with the energy of, you know, the moons, or if you're trying to do a reading around a specific astrological event. So highly recommend if you are into that. It's very fun to work with that way. All right, let's keep going. Number 4 is the Unofficial Office Tarot. Now, I could be biased, but this has got to be one of the best pop culture decks that I have reviewed. And I will go into why. But this is by Chantal DeSouza, published by the Smith Street Gifts, retailing for $24.95 in the US and $33.50 in Canada. So it does not have a guidebook, but if you are familiar with the show, like I am, and you know tarot, you won't need one. But as well as, you know, always have a reference book next to you should you need it. But the imagery is phenomenal. It goes so well with the energy of the cards, the way the characters connect with the cards. It's so well done. All the little details that go along with it. I get a kick out of it every time I use it. It's so good. You know exactly what the energy is bringing with this, with each card. It's so good. And then there's just little, you know, scenes from the show. It's so great. I really love the attention to detail, the thought that went into this deck. It makes me laugh. It's the perfect amount of seriousness mixed with fun and cheekiness. Like, do you woof? It's just so great. I can go on and on, but like it just is one of those pop culture decks that took itself seriously. It is a fully illustrated deck. Yes, there is no guidebook, but like I said, when your deck is this good based upon the pop culture moment, I don't think you necessarily need one. However, I would always love one. You know what I mean? I would love to know little stories behind the scenes of how it was created, why they chose that particular character. But it shuffles just great. And I'm a huge fan of Chantal's art. So, you know, again, there's that bias there. But it's so great to read with. It shuffles fine. I absolutely adore it. It is one of my treasures. So it is number 4. I also really do love the Friends Tarot and the Office Tarot that she also illustrated. So again, cranking out really great deck. All right, let's keep going. Number 3 is the Pulp Girls Tarot. This is so fun. This retails for $24.99 in the US, $16.99 in the UK, and $32.99 in Canada, published by Rock Point. This is so cute. It is definitely a feminine deck, so if you are not one for that, then this probably won't be for you, but I have been enjoying using it so much. I love the artwork. I love the diversity. I love the inclusivity of it. It is just beautiful. This is a great deck to show how a modern deck should be put out. So yes, it is going upon the Rider-Waite imagery, but like there's different body types, there's different skin colors, hair colors. It is super inclusive. Like, look at that. I love it. And it's all just done so effortlessly. You can definitely get the energy of the cards. Just great. Beautifully done. It's fun. I just have really enjoyed reading with it. I love the readings that I do get out of it. It's just very dynamic, very fun colors. I love seeing all the different people in this. It's one of those decks where you can like look and see people that you know or see your community in. And it shuffles great. Oh, there's the back of the cards, by the way. I get so excited. So yeah, it shuffles very nice. I love the size of it. And the guidebook is so great as far as it gives an affirmation for each card. Each card. So for 10 of Wands affirmation, I let a fresh flow of power, inspiration, and joy guide me. So whilst it does lack a little bit with, you know, a full-blown explanation of the energy, it does give you a lot in each card. So we have reflective questions as well as upright and reversed. So I think it's great for a beginner. I think it's great for the modern age. I think it's very fun, poppy, gives me a little bit of 70s, 80s vibe as well. So I really love this. I think it was a great modern version of the Rider-Waite-Smith. Number 3 is an independent deck that blew me away. So this is the Awakened Tarot. This is by Rive, or R-Y-V-E, retailing for under $20 if I remember correctly. I was blown away because this is an artist. This is a publishing company that does their own artist work with journals, prints, etc. And they do have their own affirmation decks as well, which I do really love. So this blew me away seeing this because this is super inclusive. It's beautifully done. It was well researched. The guidebook is really well written with a lot of information, and we have a quote for each of the cards in the major. But what I love is that this is a fresh take on the Rider-Waite-Smith imagery and symbolism. So we have diversity, we have different ages, we have different skin colors, different body types, different hair types, but it's fresh feeling, but you still have the same like feel with the old Rider-Waite-Smith imagery. So it was really well thought out. I was super impressed with it. I just feel like this is what a modern deck should feel like. We have both divine masculine and feminine in this deck. So if you want both, this is the perfect deck for that. I just was blown away. It's beautifully illustrated. I feel so like comforted when using it. It's straightforward. You know what you're getting, you know what you're looking at, you know what the meanings are behind these images. It's just beautiful. It feels fresh, new. It feels vibrant, but it does give that nod back to the original. So for that, I mean, I love it. So let me show you how it shuffles. Oh, and if you haven't noticed, those are gilded edges as well as titles. So you get a lot for the price tag. I was super impressed by that. Shuffles nice like butter. I highly suggest you check out the other products that Rive makes because they're beautiful. I love the affirmation decks as well as the prints. Oh, they're all beautiful. So my number 3, it was a shock when I unboxed it. It's still a shock every time working with it because it is beautiful and so well thought out. So thank you so much to Rive for actually like researching and going within the tarot community to get your questions answered. It's so nice and refreshing. So that's number 3. Okay, I had to throw in an honorable mention. So this is the Phantomwise Tarot. I was really impressed. This is by Erin Morgenstern from the author of The Night Circus. This deck was a requested deck when I unboxed it, and I really didn't have any expectations, although I did think it was going to be like circus themed. So this is retailing for $24.99 in the US and $33.99 in Canada, published by Clarkson Potter Publishers, so Penguin Random House. This is the publisher that published the Tarot of the Divine, which is one of my favorites. So the guidebook is great. It is simplistic, but it works. This is an all black and white deck, and you can actually read it really well because it's done in a great way with different tones. You can see the imagery in the deck. It's also that linen that I love, that linen texture, and like, look at how beautiful the background is. So it's not entirely based upon circus imagery at all, which shocked me. It's just so different feeling. The art is fun. There's a little bit of nostalgia in there, but it's the black and white deck that I really enjoy reading with because it's not harsh on the eyes. You can see all the detail. Everything works really well. And there's just a lot of different, you know, things going on within each card, but you can read it really well. Like, I mean, it makes sense. So whilst I'll say I don't really feel like there's like a theme with it, it's really cool to read with. It's different. It's just very artsy feeling. The energy is very great with each card. You kind of understand what's going on, but the guidebook does a good job with explaining as well what is going on in the card. It's just very fun, different. Again, I don't think everybody would like this because not everybody likes a black and white deck. But for a black and white deck, it's very easy to read with. I was very impressed. So it's my honorable mention because it was a deck that I reviewed later in the year. I had to add it. I'll show you how to use the shuffle with it. I love how it shuffles. Love that sound so much. So yeah, I was very impressed with this. I think it reminds me a little bit of like Alice in Wonderland mixed with a little bit of the Beatrix Potter in a weird way. It's just really fun and different, and I needed to include it. So that is the honorable mention. And now we're getting to number one, my number one tarot deck of 2022. My number one is the Fifth Spirit Tarot. This is by Charlie Claire Burgess, 78 cards in a guidebook, published by Hay House. It retails for $28.99 in the US and $38.99 in Canada. This is Tarot Beyond Binaries, so this asks you to queerify your tarot, which is fantastic. The fifth element is spirit. So I was very impressed with this deck. It is beautifully illustrated and it is so inclusive. I am so happy with that. The guidebook is really nice. It doesn't go like crazy in depth, so a beginner can understand this as well as anybody needing just a little blurb about what's going on in the card. It does a really good job with that. There are some spreads here too that are adorably named in my opinion. So Beyond Binaries spread, we have Everyone's a Little Queer spread, as well as the Five Spirits spread. But it gives you also ways that you can queerify your tarot practice. So it's just a really well-rounded deck. It's beautifully done as far as the images in the card. So there's the back. It's a matte. And I mean, I love it because I can see my friends, I can see my community, I can see people I know in this deck. And that's important to me as a tarot reader because I want to be able to read for everyone and make them feel comfortable. So if you have a clientele that is, you know, in the queer community, this might be a deck for you to get to utilize, or if you yourself are, because this is very inclusive. There's different body types, there's different skin colors, hair colors, different genders, different identities in general here, which is phenomenal. And look at that. Like, it's just so well-rounded to me that anybody can pick themselves out in this deck. It's just so well done. And the energy of the card is easy to read as well with the images. And it's not necessarily like a pip deck. You understand what's going on. There's scenes in each of the cards each in a different way. So it's very easy to read with, very beautiful. And I feel like it's very positive, very empowering. Like, I love that. I love that I can see people that I love and I adore in this deck, and for them to want to see themselves represented in this so I could read for them. It's just beautiful. So let me show you how it shuffles. And again, this might not be a deck for everyone, but like the Theodore Pavlov Tarot, it is an important deck to have within the community. It's important for tarot readers, however they identify, to see themselves represented. Because again, I'm going to say it one more time, tarot is for everyone. So with that, that is my number one. I was super impressed by it. There were so many wonderful decks that came out this year that it was very hard to pick 10 out, number one, and then sort those 10 into a countdown. So these are all of my top 10s. I wonder if any of mine made your list or vice versa. If they did or didn't, let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comment section. I love that we all have a different opinion, different preferences. It's what makes this world go round. With that being said, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you to Madam Glam for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to check them out, as well as your 30% off coupon code. And if you have not done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you will never miss an upload from me. Thank you again. I love you guys so much. I appreciate the heck out of you, and have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.